Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sharon, and at Sharon Plans, I primarily post videos on budgeting and planning. So if that's something that you're interested in, then please stick around. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who have watched my videos in the past, welcome back. So today's video is going to cover my week 2 check-in for the month of June. My week 2 check-in is going to cover from the 10th through the 16th. I have my expense tracking stickers already written out. I haven't had very much spending go on for this past week, but I did still want to come and check in and share it with you because it also helps me remain accountable. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip back to my monthly view. This is where I like to lay down my expense tracking stickers, and I have a compliment card which I ordered from Erin Condren, and it keeps my legend so that I know which expense tracking stickers by color is allocated to which envelope that I'm checking in for that week. I don't check in for all of my cash envelopes, but I do check in for my allowance, my grooming, my groceries, my eating out, and my gas, as well as my unbudgeted. Now I do combine some of my categories because I don't have enough space to keep them all on one sheet, but I will count out my cash envelopes and show you how I track them on a weekly basis. This is just my micro happy planner, which I use on the go to help me keep track of my transactions since I can't update my planner every day when I'm spending money. So this helps me remain accountable as well. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and start laying down my expense tracking stickers so we can get started. So starting with my personal, which I include my allowance and my grooming cash envelope, and those I track with this blue expense tracking sticker. I did not have any expenses this week for my personal category, so I'm just gonna go ahead and, well, first, wait, before I get started, let me go ahead and just write in my categories. Let's start there. So first I have personal, then I have groceries, then I have gas, and last but not least, unbudgeted. Okay? And so these are my categories that I will be checking in for. And like I was getting ready to say, my personal category covers both my allowance as well as my grooming cash envelope. So since I didn't have any expenditures this week, I am going to leave that one blank for right now. Where I did have expenses is for my groceries and eating out category, which I capture in the green. On the 13th, I did go to Walmart to pick up a couple of grocery items, and what I've been noticing is that I have been overspending. If you watched my video from last month, I severely overspent last month in my groceries category. So if you didn't watch my closeout for the month of May, I'll link it above in the card so you can watch that video as well. So to help me with not going over budget for my groceries category, I decided that I will not go to Costco every week or even every other week. I'm gonna just try to go for my main haul in the beginning of the month and try to stay away from there, because that's, I think, what's been getting me in trouble. So moving on to the 15th, when I went to Chick-fil-A and I spent a total of $22. And then I also took my kids to Rita's to get ices, which has become a natural pastime for us. Mom. Sorry guys, duty called. My son needed me. But I left off at the 15th for Rita's because we did go to Rita's to get ices, and that's been kind of like a little pastime for us. Take the kids, just get out and just get some air. That's what we spent for my groceries and eating out category. For gas, I still have not purchased any gas, and I did not have any unbudgeted expenses for this particular week. So this is going to be a pretty quick one. So let's just go ahead and add up these expenses. For my personal, as I mentioned, I did not have any expenditures. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 0. You know something? Let me just correct something too right now before I start. When I did my week 1 check-in, Actually, I realized that the calculator said 283, but I wrote 287. So I wanted to come back and make sure that I correct that, because my remaining balance for my personal category from week 1 was actually 283, not 287. So I did want to correct that. So for my personal category, actually, this is not going to be 0. So what I do have is, because I was not able to go anywhere for the month of May for my birthday, I was gifted my hair appointment. So it actually happened after I filmed my week 1. So I actually have a plus here of $280, because I actually added $280 back to that cash envelope that I had previously deducted from last week. So I did want to mention that as well. So I needed to correct my remaining balance, and then now I need to correct it again because I have a deposit of $280 for that category. So from last week, I had remaining $283, and then this week I have plus $280. That puts my personal category at $563 remaining going into next week. So I was very pleasantly surprised to be gifted my hairdo. So I'm just gonna go ahead and count out my envelopes. So for my allowance cash envelope, I have a total of 20, 40, 60, 1, 2, 3. So that's for my allowance, which is correct according to my tracker. For my grooming cash envelope, I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 70, 90, 500. So that gives me a total of $563. So I wanted to make sure that I corrected that and gave you guys the update on my grooming cash envelope. I'm going to set this one to the side as well. And so moving on to my groceries, I had 3 expenditures in this category. So I had $6 for Rita's, $22 for Chick-fil-A, and then I had $50 at Walmart. So that was a total of $78 spent this week on groceries. So $78. And then last week I had a total rolling over of $286. So 286 minus 78 gives me $208 remaining. And I know last week I said that I did not want to stuff my envelope for groceries, but I do realize when I thought about it that I probably need to do so, because I don't want to end up like I did last month with a severe overage. So for my groceries cash envelope, I do have remaining funds. So last week, according to my tracker, I had a total of $212. And I spent $50 at Walmart, so I have a total of $162 remaining for my groceries category. And I did go ahead and take that money out of the bank. For my groceries category, I am going to stuff this envelope. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 1, and 2. So I don't want to run into a situation where I'm just swiping and I'm just swiping over what I should be spending for the month, because I do need to reel my grocery spending back in. So I have $162 remaining for my grocery category. And then for eating out, I have a total of 20, 40, 5, 6. I have 162 plus 46, and that gives me a total of $208, which is correct according to my tracker. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing my best and giving myself the best chance to be successful this month. So I'm going to set that to the side. And then for gas, I didn't have any expenditures, so I'm going to put 0 there, and I'm going to carry over my $205. And then for unbudgeted, last week carrying over, I had a total of, there was 0 for this week, and I had a total remaining carrying over of $37 from last week. That is what I have for my week 2 check-in. So very quickly, I do want to go back to my sinking funds because I have had a few transactions for this one as well. So I did have another transaction for clothing on the 11th and on the 12th. So I added those to the total for clothes and shoes at various different stores. And then I also had a auto maintenance transaction for $275. And then I also had a gift transaction for Amazon. I bought my dad a new Bible for Father's Day. And then I also transferred the money for my Amex renewal fee to my bank account because that is actually due at the beginning of the month. So I just said, let me just go ahead and put that money in the bank since I was making transactions already. So I did do that. So I had those transactions for this week as well for my sinking funds. Do you want to check off everything that was funded throughout the week 2 of my check-in? So my lawn care actually did not come out, so I'm not sure if they did not go by my rental property, but I did not get a bill as of yet, so I will not be checking this one off for the 12th. It seems to have been varying. I'm not sure if it's something due to the pandemic, but I believe it must be because they're usually like clockwork. But I'm gonna check off Walmart because I did check in for that, as well as Rita's and Chick-fil-A, and I'm going to also check my sling off because that occurred as well. And so my week 3 is gonna go from the 17th to the 23rd. So I'll be back to check in for my week 3 next week. Moving to my 52-week challenge, I want to draw my number for week 24. I just need to get my jar. This is my baggie where I keep all of my numbers that I've picked for the previous weeks. And so generally, I just give this a shake so I can mix up the numbers. And then I'm going to choose my number. So for week 24, I chose the number 28. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my Sharpie and I'm going to highlight it on my chart just so that I have a visual and I know where I am and what numbers have already been chosen. So that's 28. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. I just want to keep these numbers in the event I decide to do this challenge again or use them for something else. So I'm going to put this back in the jar and set this to the side for next week. But I'm going to go to the front of my planner where I've been tracking. On the bottom here is where I've been tracking for June. During my week 1 check-in, I chose 2 numbers. I chose for week 22 and 23. So today I chose for week number 24, and that was $28. So what I normally do is I wait until I pull all my numbers for the month, and then I will fund my 52-week challenge at that time. So during my week 4 check-in, I'll go ahead and fund the money for my 52-week challenge once I know for sure what that is, what the total amount is for the month. So this is how I'm keeping track of my 52-week challenge. And if you guys have any questions, or if you're doing a challenge and you want to share, I'd like to hear what you're doing as well. I'm always interested in new and fun ways to go about saving money. That's all I have for you for this video. I hope that everyone is doing well and surviving as well as thriving during this pandemic. And I hope to see you back in my next video. Bye for now.